My name is Sensei Guerrero, and I am the sensei here and head instructor for Guerrero NYPD Karate. We're located in Yonkers, New York, and we specialize in Shotokan Karate, Jiu-Jitsu, and sports karate. I work with the kids in self-discipline, commands, and response times. And of course, we work on making sure that all the kids here have a lot of exercises in order to help them with weight control and things like in that order. We bring in special guests from all over the world, and one of the things that we do here is make sure that our kids get trained by top instructors. One of those instructors is Cheryl Murphy. Cheryl Murphy is a 12-time U.S. national champion. Has represented the United States in numerous of world games and championship events. She helps train the young girls here in this dojo who look up to her as a role model.
I met Sensei Jose Guerrero at a NYTKL weekend seminar that I was invited to teach. So when Sensei Guerrero and I started talking about me coming to the school to teach class, he just wanted to get more oriented with the sport karate aspect of karate, right? So we talked about the fact that he has a lot of females that are here and just wanted a nice role model just to give a different take on a female teaching, a female to female kind of relationship, and just see how that went. So we talked about me coming here a couple of times a week to train the girls, or not just the girls, but there's a couple of guys that were there too. But it's just ridiculous to me that there's so many girls here. It's so opposite of normal dojos. Normally it's like a 10% female, 90% male. Here it's like total opposite, which is absolutely awesome.
We have world-class instructors that come here to our dojo on invitation request, or sometimes they come to do seminars. One of those instructors is Dionisio Gustavo, who's come to us from the Dominican Republic. He is the top martial artist in his country. He's a two-time World Pan American Games champion, gold medalist, who has come to our dojo and at a special request from me to his federation.
What does a champion need? A champion needs to dream. Their dreams need to be large, and their dreams need to be larger than their excuses. And I see that at this dojo. The kids have dreams. We work them hard, and you think they are not going to return the next day because of the pain in their bodies, but they return back the next day and they work. They are future champions with blessings from our Lord.
Dionisio is an extraordinary athlete with a great story of how his accomplishments have affected other people, and one of the things I enjoy about having Dionisio in this dojo is that karate is understood in any language. Dionisio only speaks Spanish, and all my kids understand him, and it's one of the things that I totally love about it. We make sure that our kids get that understanding that you can be anything that you focus on and want. I opened up my dojo in 2005 here in Yonkers. At the time, I got together with two of my friends, and we decided that we were going to open up a dojo and be the best dojo in all of Yonkers, or in all of Westchester. We had great ideas of how to run a school. At the time, we didn't have a name. We just called it the Ultimate Budo Academy, because we just felt that we didn't want to label it to a style, we didn't want to be labeled. As time moved on, it became different. It became, you had to put yourself more and more into it. And the more you put into it, as an owner, you started to feel that even the mats that you laid on the ground had to be a certain way. The way the kids dressed when they came to class had to be a certain way. So it started to develop its own personality. And then the personality it was taking on was me. I felt that it was taking on who I was as a person. And that's when my school became Guerrero NYPD Karate. I felt that was the only name that I can give it because it was the only feel that I had at the moment. I wanted everything to be perfect. From, like I said, from the way you walked into the door, from the way the kids went into the locker room, from the way the parents were addressed, And the most important, the way the kids felt on the mat. The kids had to feel like this was their home. This is the place that they can come to when they didn't have a place to go, where they can do their homework, where they can come and talk to me about anything that was going on in school, where even the parents can come and talk to me and tell me this was what's going on in school, this was going on in my home. And I wanted everyone to have that sense of community, that we were doing it together and that we were being part of the same. So at times that even if a kid couldn't make it to my dojo, I say, you can't make it, I'll come get you. And I would pick up my, say I'll be right back and go pick up a kid and bring him back into class. Those are the kids that sometimes you felt that needed just that little bit extra push to get ahead, and where that way they won't get left behind.
My name is Michelle Garcia. My daughter, Jerissa Perry, is a fourth-year student here at Guerrero UBA Karate. She's been taking lessons with Sensei Guerrero since she was 9 years old. I started Jerissa at this program after a few instances of being bullied on the school bus and at school. Sensei Guerrero, I believe, is an overall good person. He really goes all out for his students, like his name, Guerrero. He really is a warrior. He brings these kids, he brought them to Belgium to train with national champions. He brings national champions into his dojo to train with the students at an affordable rate for us. He really challenges the kids to be their best. He takes no excuses. There's a solution for everything. You don't have a ride, he'll find someone, some way to get you here. You don't have a ride home, he'll take the kids home. They have homework to do, bring it into the dojo, he'll help you with that. He set up computers, like the kids have no reason to not be here. There's no excuse.
I'm Lauren Ham.
And I'm Brian Marr, and we are from Shrewsbury, Massachusetts.
Which is about 3 hours away from here. We have two boys, Alec, who's age 10, and Ian, who's 13. They started training in karate about 3.5, 4 years ago.
So it makes it easier for me because I'm their dad, and it's great to have other instruction of high quality that a lot of people don't have access to, so I'm grateful that I'm close enough to be able to come here to enjoy the instruction from Sensei Murphy and some of the other senseis that have also been we've been introduced to here. And not to mention, Sensei Guerrero has been exceptionally nice. He runs a top-class facility here, and it's one of the easier ways for us to access such great talent.
We started Ian in karate because he was diagnosed with dyslexia when he was, I think, 8 years old. Didn't read real well and really struggled with writing and really struggled with confidence in school. So we started him in karate. We're both chiropractors, and we knew that karate would be very good for him because it works both the left and right sides of the brain, which would help him in school with his reading and his writing. And in the beginning, Ian would come home from school and he would cry, and he would be really sad because he didn't think he was very good at very much. And when he started karate, we immediately saw that he had a lot of potential. And we started taking him to tournaments in New York, was his first tournaments. And then we started taking him to nationals, and he was winning. And it was the one thing that he excelled at, and it was the one thing, I believe, for Ian that gave him the confidence that he has and makes him who he is today.
My name is Jeff Molenciel. I currently live in Bronx, and I've been coming to Sensei Guerrero's with my daughter Soleil for about 1.5 years. I'm a New York City bus operator. We've come to this program because it's more traditional, and compared to everything out there, it's good in discipline, and we like it. My daughter in the beginning, like any other child, would give us a hard time. She preferred to watch TV and play video games. But now she's happy to come here. She's made friends, and she's adapted to the program, and I can see that she's blossoming. She's getting to be her own person, It's something that my wife and I want her to do. It's we feel that it's how can I put it? It's an important gift to give her for her life, for her future. As far as discipline and self-confidence, it's just something that she'll always have that nobody could take away from her.
I felt the dojo had to be a place where the kids can come and learn and be a part of something. I wanted the kids to be able to learn to make proper decisions and also to have the place in society where they know how to make those decisions. We sometimes as a generation forget that the generation skips sometimes certain things. But I felt that when I watched the kids grow today, because of so much technology out there and so much things that are accessible to them, that they get lost. So much at one time, it's like if you had a whole bunch of water thrown at you, you'd probably drown in a cup of water. And that's what I felt the kids were happening to them. So I slowed it down for them in class. I said, you know, being here on time is important. The way your appearance is, the way you wear your hair, the way you wear your clothes, how people perceive you, perception. These are things that I want them to be aware of at the age of 10, at the age of 12, at the age of 15. So when they go out there for that first college interview or they go for their first job, these are things that transmit later on in life. How to be a good person, how to contribute to society.
My sensei is Sensei Guerrero. He, well, so starters, I love him as a sensei. He has made a part of my life different as well.
What I think about Sensei Guerrero is that, like, he's like a father to me, because I've never had my father there for me, so he was like my father. He took his place, and he taught me a lot. Like, I've been through a lot with him. And he taught me manners, not just karate, but outside of karate. He's been there, and yeah, like I'll make sure like he's there in my life as I go on.
What I think about Sensei Guerrero is that sometimes he's hard on us, but it's just because he expects more from us. Like, he knows what we could do better, so he pushes us.
Sensei Guerrero is a hardworking man. He sacrificed so much for his kids, and he wants us to be a world champion just like Cheryl Murphy.
Well, obviously he's a second father to me. Sensei Guerrero is a second father to me, first of all. Although I have my father. Sorry, Tanya, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Yes, my father, I love him. But I'd have to share that love with my second daddy number 2, my godfather, Jose Guerrero. Yeah, honestly, like Jesse said, he is a hardworking man. He does sacrifice for us. And he makes sure not only his goddaughters, but everybody in the school gets what they need, even if they can't afford it. So if you can't afford a class, it doesn't matter. Just come and work out. That's what the passion needs to be there. That's all, and that's all he cares about. He's not greedy with the money. He's not stingy either. So that's what I like about him. I love him, actually.
I think that he cares about me, that he does everything he can.
Okay. We forget these things, and sometimes not every program offers that. I tell my parents that I see your kid at the age of 9, I'm still their teacher at the age of 14. I'm in your house. I've been a part of your child's upbringing, which is different than school. You know, your 5th grade teacher is not the same person that's probably teaching you up in high school. With me, I've been with that student from the age of 5 and in the 5th grade. You know, now they're 14 and they're freshmen in high school and they're still talking to me about the same things, so we can still have that communication going. That's an extreme bond between a student and a teacher here in karate. We can be that person in your life where we're like a big brother or another mentoring father. And I've happened to have 2 of my own goddaughters in my program who started out as my students, and now I'm their godfather. We're very giving here.